Good morning everyone. This is Lakshmi Prasanna from final BJTC of TTWRDC Women's Kottagudem at Palvancha. So today I am going to teach about the topic is endocrine system, which is taken from the subject of zoology. Before entering to our topic, we should have to know that what is endocrine system. So endocrine system, it is the control system of ductless glands, and this endocrine system is also called as ductless glands because this endocrine system does not produce and secrete any glands, and so that's why we have to call it as ductless glands. And this endocrine system is the collection of hormones, and this endocrine system provides an electrochemical connection from the hypothalamus of the brain to the organs, and that controls a body metabolism, growth, development and production. And we have various types of endocrine glands. That means first one is hypothalamus, pituitary gland, thyroid gland, parathyroid gland, pancreas, thymus, adrenal gland, testes and ovaries. So first one is hypothalamus. See here, this is the structure of hypothalamus. So hypothalamus is a portion of the brain that contains a number of small nuclei within a variety of functions. That means this hypothalamus, which is the portion of the brain, and this hypothalamus, it has one of the important function is that this hypothalamus to link nervous system to the endocrine system via the pituitary gland. And this hypothalamus, which is the portion of the brain, and it has some functions. That is hypothalamus, which is responsible for the certain metabolic processes, and it synthesizes and secretes certain neurohormones. So these often neurohormones is often called as releasing hormones or hypothalamic hormones, and in turn these stimulate or inhibit the secretion of pituitary hormones. And the hypothalamus controls body temperature, hunger, fatigue, sleep, etc. And the next one is pituitary gland. So here this is the structure of the pituitary gland. So the pituitary gland is also called as master of endocrine gland or hypophysis, and this pituitary gland size of pea-shaped and weighting of 0.5 grams in humans, and it is composed of three lobes. They are anterior lobe, intermediate lobe and posterior lobe. The collection of anterior lobe and intermediate lobe is called adenohypophysis, and the collection of posterior lobe is called neurohypophysis. That means anterior lobe and intermediate lobe collection is called adenohypophysis. That means adenohypophysis produces certain hormones. They are growth hormone, follicle stimulating hormone, thyroid stimulating hormone, luteinizing hormone and etc. And next one, neurohypophysis. This neurohypophysis produces two hormones. They are oxytocin and vasopressin, and this pituitary gland has some functions. They are growth and blood pressure and some aspects of pregnancy and childbirth, including stimulation of uterine contractions during childbirth. And this pituitary gland produces milk production, breast milk production, and the sex organ functions in both male and females. And this is about pituitary gland. And this is the structure of thyroid gland. See here, this is the structure of thyroid gland. Thyroid gland is the largest endocrine gland and consists of two connected lobes, and the connection of two connected lobes of thyroid gland is called isthmus. And the thyroid gland was discovered by Thomas Watson, and each thyroid gland is of about 5 centimeters long, 3 centimeters wide and 2 centimeters thick. This thyroid gland is butterfly shaped organ. See here, this thyroid gland looks like butterfly, right? Butterfly shaped. And thyroid gland is found in the neck below the thyroid cartilage, and it has some functions. They are: thyroid gland controls how quickly the body uses energy and makes proteins, and controls how sensitive the body of other hormones, and these hormones regulate growth and rate of functions. And thyroid hormone act throughout the body and influencing metabolism, growth, development and body temperature. So this is about thyroid gland. Next one is parathyroid gland. See here the parathyroid gland which is present below the thyroid gland and above the trachea, and trachea is also called as windpipe. This is the structure of parathyroid. There are 4 parathyroid glands and they are each of about the size of grain of rice. See here each parathyroid gland is looks like grain of rice, right? And though they are located near each other and parathyroid gland are not related to the thyroid gland, and this parathyroid gland secretes a hormone called parathyroid hormone, and this parathyroid hormone has a very powerful influence on the cells of your bones by causing them to release their into calcium into the bloodstream. Next one is thymus. See here, this is the structure of thymus, where the thymus gland is present in between the trachea, below the trachea and between the two lungs. This is the structure of thymus. And the next one is pancreas. See here, this is the structure of pancreas, right? Pancreas is a unique is that both an endocrine and exocrine gland. In other words, the pancreas has a dual function of secreting hormones in the blood is endocrine and secreting enzymes through the ducts is called exocrine. And this pancreas is about 6 inch long and flattened gland that lies deep within the abdomen, and it is present between the stomach and the spine. And this pancreas is connected to the duodenum, which is the part of the small intestine, right? Duodenum, which is the part of the small intestine. And functions of pancreas: the pancreas maintains body's blood sugar balance, and primary hormone of pancreas includes insulin and glucagon, and both regulate the blood glucose. Insulin secretes beta cells and glucagon secretes alpha cells. And the diabetes is the most common disorder associated with the pancreas. And next one is adrenal gland. See here, this is the structure of adrenal gland. Where the adrenal glands are present is that the right adrenal gland is located above the right side of the kidney, and left adrenal gland is located above the right side of the left adrenal gland is located above the left side of the kidney. And these both adrenal glands are present at top of the kidney, and these all looks like a triangular in shape. The adrenal gland are 2 glands that sit on the top of our kidney, and that is made up of 2 distinct parts. They are adrenal cortex and adrenal medulla. And adrenal cortex has 3 regions. They are zona glomerulus, zona fasciculata and zona reticularis. And the adrenal medulla produces 2 hormones. They are adrenaline and noradrenaline. And next one and this is also called as suprarenal glands because the adrenal glands are present above the each kidney, right? So that's why we have to call it as suprarenal glands. That means they are present top of the kidney. Supra means upside. The adrenal glands are 2. They are triangular shaped organs and measures about 1.5 inches in height and 3 inches in length. And the functions of adrenal gland: this adrenal gland, the adrenal cortex and adrenal medulla have a very different functions. That is, one of the main distinction between them is that hormones released by adrenal cortex is necessary for life and secreted by the adrenal medulla it is not. And the next one is testes. See here, this is the structure of testes. Testes are a pair of sperm producing organs that maintains the health of male reproductive organs. So the testis produces a hormone called and testosterone. The testis, it is a twin wall organs and about the size of large grapes. See here, the structure of testis is oval shaped, right, and looks like large grapes. They are located within the scrotum, and which is lost pouch of the skin that hangs outside the body behind the penis. And functions and diseases of testis: the testis secretes a hormone called testosterone, which is necessary for the proper physical development in boys. and in adulthood testosterone maintains libido and muscle strength and bone density, and the disorders of testis is caused by too little testosterone production. So this is about testis, and this is about see here, this is the structure of ovaries. And ovaries, these ovaries are oval shaped and of about the size is large grape, and they are located opposite end of the pelvic wall on either side of the uterus. See here, the ovaries are looks like oval shape, and this is present at pelvic side of the uterus, and these ovaries are connected by the fallopian tube. All we know that fallopian tube, which is the site of fertilization, right? And the ovaries of each attached to the fimbriae, and ovaries produced and released into two groups of hormones. They are progesterone and estrogen. And the functions and diseases of ovaries, they are: the ovaries maintains the health of female reproductive system, and the diseases associated with the ovaries are ovarian cysts, ovarian cancer, menstrual cycle disorder, and polycystic ovarian syndrome. So this is about ovaries. And next one is thyroid gland. So we have to know about the thyroid gland is, that means where the thyroid gland is located, structure, synthesis, mode of action, effects, regulation, and disorders. So thyroid gland, which is the largest gland in the body, and where it is located means in the neck inferior to the larynx, and spanning over the ventral surface of the trachea. And we have the functions of thyroid gland is that the secretion of thyroxine and triiodothyronine, and the secretion of calcitonin. See here, this is the structure of thyroid gland. Anterior surface of trachea just inferior to thyroid cartilage, and the two lobed connected by isthmus, and thyroid hormone produced by a thyroid follicles, right? And C cells, which is produced from the calcitonin, and synthesis of thyroid hormones, iodide trapping and oxidation of iodide. So iodide trapping by sodium iodide symporter, which is blocked by thiocyanate, perchlorate, and pertectinate. Thiocyanate, which is indicate SN, perchlorate, and next one is oxidation of iodide by thyroid peroxidase, which is inhibited by large intake of iodide, and thiamidite, which is refers to the hyperthyroidism therapy. This is about synthesis of thyroid gland. And the difference between T4 versus T3 is, T3 means triiodothyronine, which is T3 thyroid gland synthesis 9%, and T4 thyroid gland synthesis 90%, and T4 which is not active, that means it is in inactive form, and T3 which is in active form, and T4 which is 0.04% free, and T3 which is 0.4% free. And effects of thyroid hormone on the cardiovascular system. How the cardiovascular system affects due to thyroid hormone is that it increases heartbeat, that means heart rate, and increased force of cardiac contractions, and increases stroke volume, and increases cardiac output, and upregulate catecholamine receptors. And this is about effects of thyroid hormones on the cardiovascular system. And next, nervous system. How it will affect nervous system means critical for normal central nervous system neuronal development, and it enhances the wakefulness and alertness, and it enhances the memory and learning capacity, and they are required for normal emotional tone, and which is increased speed and amplitude of peripheral nervous system. This is central nervous system. And thyroid gland functions. So the thyroxine T4 and triiodothyronine T3, the both T4 and T3 speed up of metabolic rate, and calcitonin which lowers the blood calcium levels. See here, this is the goiter, exothalamic goiter, and it is exothalamus. So, and we have two types of pathologies, thyroid pathologies. They are hyperthyroidism, and second one is hypothyroidism. See here the difference between hypothyroidism and hyperthyroidism. So hypothyroidism, which is a autoimmune disorder, and it is by Hashimoto-thyroiditis, and this hypothyroidism which is caused by the iodine deficiency, and which is by drugs and the radiation exposure, and it is by pituitary tumors, and the disease of hypothyroidism is that myxedema. And hyperthyroidism, which is also a autoimmune disease, and it is due to toxic multinodular goiter, and this is due to drugs, and the disease of hyperthyroidism is Graves disease. See here, the disease of hypothyroidism is myxedema and hyperthyroidism is Graves disease. And next one is pancreas. Pancreas, which is present behind the stomach, right? And the pancreas, which is looks like J shaped, and which is elongated yellowish color, and this pancreas secretes a pancreatic juice. The definition of pancreas is that pan means all and creas means flesh, which is a gland that is partially exocrine and partially endocrine. The exocrine part secretes a digestive pancreatic juice, and endocrine part secretes a hormone called insulin. Example, insulin, which is secreted by beta cells. And this pancreas, which is a soft, lobulated and elongated organ. And next location, the pancreas lies more or less transversely across the posterior abdominal wall at the level of the first and second lumbar vertebrae. See here, where the pancreas located means below the level of second and first lumbar vertebrae. And the next one is size and shape. So the pancreas, which is a J shaped, and it is about 15 to 20 centimeters long, and 2.5 to 3.5 centimeters broad, and 1.2 to 1.8 centimeters thick, and which is weight about 90 grams. And the division of pancreas, which is divided into 4 regions. They are head, neck, body and tail, which is divided from the right to the left. And the head is elongated and lies within the concavity of the duodenum, and the tail reaches the ileum of the spleen. See here, the pancreas is divided into 4 regions, right? First one is head, next one is neck, body and tail. And again the head can be further subdivided into head porter and uncinate process. See, this is the structure of pancreas division: head, neck, body and tail. And next one is head of the pancreas. There are 3 borders of head of the pancreas. First one is superior border, inferior border and a right lateral border. The first one is superior border, which is overlapped by the first part of the duodenum, and which is related to the superior pancreocorticoduodenal artery. And next one is inferior border, which is related to the third part of the duodenum, and it is to the inferior pancreocorticoduodenal artery. And the third one is right lateral border, which is related to the second part of the duodenum. That means this right lateral border, which is present between the superior border and the inferior border. The terminal part of the bile duct and the anastomosis is between the 2 pancreocorticoduodenal arteries. This is about head of the pancreas. And the next, body of pancreas. The body of pancreas, which is elongated and it is yellowish color, and it is secreted by the pancreatic juice, and it extends from the neck to tail. That means it is divided into neck, head, tail and body, right? And it passes towards the left with a slight upward and backward inclination, and it has 3 borders and 3 surfaces. So here we discuss about 3 borders, right? Superior border, inferior border and right lateral border. Superior border, which is the first part of the duodenum, and inferior border, which is the third part of the duodenum, and right lateral border, which is the second part of the duodenum. This right lateral border, which is present between the superior border and the inferior border, right? And third surfaces with third surface, the inferior surface, which is covered by the peritoneum, and it is related to the duodenal flexure and coils of jejunum and left colic flexure. This is the structure of inferior surface. See here, this is the structure of inferior surface. And tail of the pancreas, this is a narrow left end of the pancreas, and it lies in the linear ligament together with the splenic vessels, and this tail of pancreas which comes in contact with the lower part of the gastric surfaces of the spleen. See here, this is the structure of the tail of pancreas which comes in contact with the lower part of the gastric surface. And ducts of pancreas. The exocrine pancreas is drained by two ducts. They are the main pancreatic duct and accessory pancreatic duct. So here the main pancreatic duct is also called as duct of Wirsung, and accessory pancreatic duct is called duct of Santorini. So these two are the ducts of pancreas, that means main pancreatic duct and accessory pancreatic duct. First one, main pancreatic duct, is called duct of Wirsung, and second one, accessory pancreatic duct, is called duct of Santorini. This is about ducts of pancreas. And next one is arterial supply of pancreas. How the arterial blood will supply from the pancreas? That means by three arteries. First one is pancreatic branches of splenic artery, and second one is superior pancreocorticoduodenal artery, and third one is inferior pancreocorticoduodenal artery. So this is about three types of arterial blood supply of pancreas. And next one is endocrine pancreas. The distributed throughout the gland of group specialized cells called pancreatic isolates. So pancreatic isolates is called isolates of Langerhans. The isolates has no ducts, so the hormones diffuses directly into the blood. That means the isolates of Langerhans, in that isolates has no ducts, so the hormones diffuses directly into the blood. The endocrine pancreas secretes a hormone which is insulin and glucagon, which is principally concerned with the control of blood glucose levels. That means insulin which is secreted by the beta cells, and glucagon which is secreted by the alpha cells. And the production of pancreatic hormones by three cells types. They are alpha cells, beta cells, delta cells. First one is alpha cells which is produced from glucagon, and second one is beta cells which is produced from insulin, and third one is delta cells which is produced from somatostatin. Thank you all.